You guys gonna mute?
Alright guys, so I'm not sure if you guys know what you're doing, but I'm here to guide you. So basically you four are all going to be playing against each other in an odds match here. And those who are spectating, I want you guys to have 1 or 2 points of criticism for the people that are playing in the game. And,
Yeah, we're like 3 steps ahead of you.
Alright, did Pavely already come in? And
No, we started the game already. We're quite capable of running this on our own.
that's great. That's easy going.
I'm just messing with you, man. Do your thing.
Really happy for you.
I
Alright,
put...
have shut up, everyone.
Shut everyone.
Okay. Are you playing in this group?
Oh, I didn't realize I was playing in a group.
No, that's fine. I was just wondering.
Kind of just going around moderating it, fine.
Okay. Well, I want to talk real quick.
Let's do it.
Those guys are funny. Alright, Zerg vs. Protoss on Shakuras Plateau. Our Zerg players over here on the top left-hand corner, Seam. And our Protoss player, top right-hand corner, is TAWFlipluck. You can see he's put his pylon down here scouting. Pretty good, and he's going to find his opponent right away with his probe. You can also see that the Overlord is moving over. Oh man, I have not played StarCraft in forever. Oh. There we go. He's going to try to block the expansion. He's going to get a little fight with that drone. Throw up a pylon, blocking that secondary expansion. While moving down, it looks like he's going to do a Forge fast expand. Risky against a Zerg player because they could easily pool, but assuming you have enough Zealots out, you should be alright. And a ramp like that is easy to block. So we're going to see that that pylon is going to finish. Our Overlord is going to get a scout. And actually, 2 drones are going to be in the cause of defense. You see they're not even bothering to attack the pylon, so we could see roaches or just a whole lot of speedlings. We'll see what happens. We got our first Forge out and a Nexus. No cannons just yet. See one out. He's building a nice wall instead of going straight across there. It's actually building it up there. Now it lets the opposing player up the ramp and give them vision up top, so units down below can, move in and hit upper structures, but it's a little bit less distance to do it from here to there. And it gives you a nice field of fire, especially if you can use a force field, trap the units from the bottom of the ramp and split them up off into the top of the ramp. Production. I have completely forgotten all of my hotkeys. I can actually fill. Now it's not the standard replay. I can't do names, but we can see actually a second hatchery in the third, the tertiary base for our Zerg player. Now he's got his 2 lings out. Check the units tab. We got 4 Zerglings on the map. Production. Now we see a cannon coming out and a gateway out. Looks like he's just going to try to block this area off here. Always a good choice. The cannon's well out of range of the enemy forces, but can still do a little bit of damage. Now let's check the income tab. I won't let me switch. Income. 21 harvesters for our Protoss friend, 18 for our Zerg friend. But with that second hatchery coming up, I expect that to... Ooh, there we go. A little sneaky, moving in with a pylon and a cannon. The Zerglings see it, though. So they should be able to kill that drone, no problem. Unfortunately, that cannon is going to finish before they get there, so that is going to put that hatchery in trouble. We can see that Seam is not even interested in trying to take down the pylon. Is it in range? It's in range of that Overlord, which will actually supply block our friend if he's able to get it. We can see he's building 10 Zerglings in an attempt to deal with this attack. Those 2 cannons just eating away at that hatchery. We'll see. He's going to try to build a spine crawler. You can use that queen to infuse that hatchery to keep it alive for a little bit longer, but with both of those cannons wailing on it, it's not going to be too long before it's taken out. Back at the base, the wall off is complete. Chrono boosting. Not chrono boosting the forge. Now you can see that Zerglings, there's finally enough Zerglings to take on the cannons. The cannons will fall, but it's definitely significant losses for our Zerg friend. He's lost mining time. He's had to expend units on that. That cannon has, I didn't quite see how many kills. Army tab, units lost. So 12 units for our Zerg friend, only 4 units for our Protoss friend. And now you can see that the spine crawler's going to go to work on that cannon and finally finish it off. So now we have a pile of Zerglings out here in the middle of the map. We look at the army tab. Not much from our Protoss player. He's got a sentry and a zealot there, and a cannon. That's about it. So if these Zerglings can break through that meager force he's got in front, there's definitely going to be hell to pay for our Protoss friend. We can see now he's building 3 more gates, so it's going to be a forge fast expanded to 4 gate. Yep. See a stalker. He's going to take care of that overlord. He's keeping way too close of an eye on his base. See another pylon going down. Very good. Our Zerg player is just sort of content. He's doing a little bit of mining here, but he has his natural base up. So right now our Zerg player is on 3 bases to a Protoss 2 base, Roach Warren, Evo Chamber, etc. Let's check on that production tab. So we've got weapons upgrades for our Protoss, upgrades for our second Cyber Core coming down. And apparently he's attacking his own... Oh, he needs to get out. He's got to attack his own cybernetics core. But if our Zerg player could see that, he would know that that was a great option to attack. But now he's got 4 warp gates up and running. He's actually building another cyber core. He's got 4 warp gates up and running. We can see a little bit of engagement here towards the middle of the map. They're just going to kind of hide in the corner. Interesting. He took a probe with him. So now we see the Forge furiously chrono boosting out those upgrades and a robo facility. Always a nice touch.
That's Mothership checking.
What's up, Mothership?
Hey, can you guys invite me in this after this game?
Well, they'd have to kill it and reform it, but that's not a problem.
Alright, thanks.
Alright, so we see a little bit of engagement out here in the middle of the map.
Jolly good.
Not a whole lot going on. Forward pylon being built by our Protoss friend. We'll see where they go. Another pylon. Maybe he's going to build some more cannons. They may get in there before that spine crawler finishes. See the Zergling getting a nice surround. The Zealots have the single upgrade on their weapons. The Zerglings have no upgrades yet. But with the Zealots taking on the Zerglings, the Stalkers give them a chance to do their range damage. So I believe this should be it for the Zerglings. Oh wow, that is a lot of Zerglings. You can see that he's producing 18 more Zerglings. But now with these 2 forward pylons built, a Protoss player able to warp in 4 more Zealots. I'm sorry, 4 more Stalkers for support. They're definitely going to be able to take down this hatch. Zerglings everywhere. However, he doesn't have the upgrade yet for Baneling, so that's going to hurt him. Now, Force Field's coming out to do some protection as the Broodlings come out, and it is just a massacre. So this is a pretty substantial force here for TAWFlipluck. A little bit of my bad spelling. So our Protoss player is actually falling back as he grabs his 3rd base. I think if he had pushed here, he probably would have been able to take the game, but he was just a little unsure of himself. We can see that he's building another Forge, Twilight Council, 3 more gateways, and an Immortal. Sort of unnecessary. I mean, he's got the advantage. While you're ahead, you might as well get more ahead. That's what a Sean Day 9 plot always says. So it'll be good. You can see that our Zerg player is building a wall of spine crawlers, getting some roaches, so those Immortals will definitely help. We can check the income tab here. It's 43 harvesters against 64. So Seam is definitely losing on the harvester advantage. He's got 2 bases to a Protoss 3 base. And a 3 base Protoss is something to be feared. Even more gateways coming out. You can see that the main base is getting close to being mined out, 400 or 500 minerals per patch. But, you know, a 23 harvester advantage, our Zerg player is definitely going to need to get another hatchery up and fast. And you see that TAWFlipluck is making sure that there are no other expansions going on that he doesn't know about. Take care of this Overlord, and he's just going to park here. Again, building a forward pile, and a very good use of pylons from Mr. TAWFlipluck. Always making sure that he can get reinforcements on the drop of a dime. He's got his observer up there, always good. I don't think our Zerg friend has any decloaking abilities quite yet, but that is a large amount of roaches. That is a lot of roaches. So it's going to take a little bit more than our Protoss player's force, but on 3 bases he can just hang out. So they're not quite doing any mining just yet. But you can see, yep, there's the probe transfer. The natural is almost mined out. He's doing the probe transfer to the 3rd base. And it looks like he's going to put up a warp prism for drops with blink stalkers. So he can warp them in here and then blink them right into the mineral line, into the back of the base. However, there are overlords over there, so it'll be a little bit difficult to sneak in, but there are plenty of avenues for our Protoss player to do some drops. Now we can see the roaches are moving out for this engagement in the middle of the map. In an attempt to take that 3rd base, massive use of force field by TAWFlipluck, cutting off those reinforcements, just killing those roaches as they try to get out, causing our Zerg player to have to retreat temporarily. And we can see our Protoss player force is just expanding. He's only got 1 immortal, but he's got 1, 2 upgrades on all of his units. So even though those roaches are coming out, they only have O2 upgrades on them, which definitely helps their attack, but against immortals, they're just going to get destroyed. So we can see we have 2,000 minerals for TAWFlipluck, 1,000 gas versus not as much for our Protoss player. A lot of minerals, not a lot of gas. He's still on 2 bases. He has to expand or die. We can see that the drop ship is over here in the corner, so he's going to push the attack up in front and then keep an eye on that drop ship just to see if it moves. Roaches, protective force fields. There we go. We zoom in and blinking. Wait for the blink. Wait for the blink. Looks like they're just going to stand here and just cause problems because those roaches can't shoot up. That dropship can hang around there, so in about 15 seconds, there's going to be a whole another round. Meanwhile, the front of the base is being completely annihilated. He's actually force fielded himself in, which isn't necessarily the best thing in the world, but now he's drawing the player down. And now inside the base, Zealot's going to town on just about everything. Out front, a little quiet, but seem GG's.